Hi, everyone. This is Lokesh from the Soul Freedom Show, and we have a very special guest today, Marko Pesic. He's from the Andromedian Alchemy. His website is andromedianalchemy.com, and he is from Andromedia. And hi, Marko. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you, Lokesh?
Good, good. Good to see you. And yeah, thanks for doing this. And yeah, I saw you on James Ring's show, and I did a session with you, and I'm very inspired by the work you're doing. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Okay, yeah, sure. So uh, we all know that this universe is made like basically as an experiment. Some very old soul uh, um, just tried to play God, which is not prohibited, and I mean which is forbidden, right?
Yeah.
And then the source itself created 52 souls that are sent basically to fix the stuff. Um, there was soul called Atman. It is mentioned. He's mentioned in Etienne's book, The History of the Universe. I translate that book on uh, Yugoslavian-speaking countries, kind of.
Yeah.
Translated to Serbo-Croatian Bosnian from English, and those informations that stands there are like completely in line with what I got from meditation. So Atman had one incarnation here as Jesus Christ. Um, yeah, like there he had really good intentions, but what that soul did previously was kind of not right. Like you cannot create like the tens of universes just for an experiment. Like just the source itself is allowed to experiment, but no matter how old soul you are, you cannot do that. So basically the source created those 52 oldest souls to kind of fix the stuff. So I incarnated firstly as the first patriarch of Andromedia, where I had water bending abilities. Um, I worked through all the 12 categories of dimensions. Um, yeah, used I used to work with Lemurians very closely. Then I incarnated on Orion as a military lieutenant, where I had fire bending abilities, and also worked with crystals. Yeah, so now I'm here. This is my second lifetime on this earth plane, and what I integrated in this lifetime are incredible knowledge that I call Andromedian alchemy or comprehensive alchemy, which works on all three phases of internal alchemy, which is shiny black phase is psychotherapy, shiny white phase, which is the energy work, and then you have shiny red phase, which is the work with information and consciousness itself. So in this lifetime, I mastered psychology and psychotherapy, and work with a shiny black phase is basically work with your shadows with the psychotherapy.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know whether you want to work from there or what.
Yeah. Why don't you tell us about Andromedia? Is it like a galaxy, or what is it?
Well, yeah, it's a system of planets, like I don't know how the like people from mainstream science, from astronomy, uh, uh, classifies it, but I think it's a galaxy.
Mhm.
It has like the 6 big planets, like bigger than Jupiter, and it is basically it has a lot of water. It has crystals and minerals. What is very interesting, it has the 4 crystals and minerals that can be found on Earth as well. One of them is water clear selenite, zeolite, so everything that purifies the water. So a lot of Andromedians incarnate here are involved with water cleansing and water alchemy.
Right. And how did you like remember your past? Like, is it through the psychotherapy, or how did you remember your past?
Oh, well, yeah, that's a good question actually. So, uh, a lot of light workers and some galactic seeds even, they make really big mistake, like really terrible mistake when they start doing from shiny white phase. So it's like you're making the building like that can float.
Mm-hmm.
So without any foundations, like
Mm-hmm.
that's a big no-no. So first you let go of your limiting beliefs, you let go of your low frequency emotions, you let go of your traumas.
Mm-hmm.
So when you control your ego, then you can access to like DNA cleansing and meditations and stuff, like Akashic records,
Right.
and then you can access that. So basically what I did is that. So I started by working on my relationship with women, because I was like I used to be socially very anxious.
Mm-hmm.
I had like a social anxiety, approach anxiety. I couldn't make any decision right. So I started working with like a cognitive behavioral therapy and gestalt therapy. I addressed that first. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And like when I let go of that, those basic things, then I start working kind of with Reiki and pranic healing and stuff like that. And from there, when I got the initiation from Lord Metatron in 2016, from there, like they start telling me the stuff, who I am, and I start remembering it deeper in 2017. So yeah,
Okay.
that's how basically I got into it. So yeah, you basically go step by step. There is
Okay.
no like a magic pill or like a one magic process. You need to work. So
Right.
the alchemy is the great work.
Okay. So when you get those messages, like you mentioned from Metatron, like how do you know, how do you trust those messages? Because there's a lot of fake entities out there, right? As I'm sure you're aware, and you've done some of that spiritual warrior stuff and stuff like that. So
Uh,
how do you make sure it's positive or negative, right?
yeah, very good question. But again, it relates to your previous question. So there are the things you can do on on a short term and a long term. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so for your viewers, Lucas, I would advise for a long term that they do letting go or Sedona method,
Mm-hmm.
and to do meditations
Mm-hmm.
regularly.
Right.
Um, that's what you want to do on your long term. On the short term, you can do dowsing, you can
Mm-hmm.
do muscle testing,
Mm-hmm.
kinesiology readings.
Right.
Um, yeah, and at my friend Etienne Charland has a website on that, how
Mm-hmm.
you can trust your information and how you can do kinesiology readings. So I think the page is like Satrimono Publications. So you can check that out.
Right. Right. And there's also some other techniques, like, for example, crystals and psychedelics and things like that. So why don't you tell us more about your experience with crystals? I know you work with crystals.
Okay, yeah, like about psychedelics. So those can create the portals on your field, which enables different entities to enter your subtle bodies, which is not smart idea at all. So I wouldn't advise that. I wouldn't advise ayahuasca and San Pedro and like taking marijuana every day, twice. No. But the crystals, yes. What we do in Andromedia, we have the previously mentioned water clear selenite. What we do with water clear selenite is we make mudra like this, draw semicircular, and then draw like this, with intention to draw the diamond box, to draw a diamond box out of it, and the crystal net. So it is basically not energetic technique, but working with the hologram. So it is like the informational work. What you do, you surpass all the biases, all the blocks, all the dirtiness. And then what you do when you activate that, you say, I set my ego aside. Please, God, allow me to see the true and just the true. And then, yeah, then you focus on your third eye and look through the water clear selenite, and you can start with some breathing pattern, like you know that, you know, there is like a pranic breathing exercises.
Yeah.
And you focus on your breath, and then like pictures and sounds will reveal to you. And yeah, that's great technique.
So the water clear selenite you mentioned, I know you live in, which country do you live in right now?
Serbia.
Serbia, right? So the selenite that you talked about, like, does it come from any specific country, or what is the best way to get that? Like,
yeah, I'm not sure where they like excavated, like geologically where they find. But like I think Madagascar is a good source of water clear selenite. And like yeah, those regions. But yeah, you can Google it after it. I'm not sure. But water clear selenite is very important resource for us here.
Okay. So it's just we need to find the right source, because there's so many crystal shops online. We just need to do some research on that. And
yeah.
Okay, cool. Why don't you tell us more about your services you offer? Because I know you offer a lot of different sessions. So why don't you talk about that?
You mean how do I work? How do I teach?
Yeah, right.
Okay, sure. So why you need a master on this plane? Is it because we don't have a time, right? The timelines are crazy. They're like almost 30 times faster than like if you compare to the point in 2017. It is really, really messed up, and a lot of things you can cross on that it's hard to adapt, kind of.
Right.
So what I always advise, it's like 70% of your knowledge and skills and resources you got directly from source. So I had a lot of masters here on this plane. Like I had a Reiki teacher, I had pranic healing instructor. I had like a Gestalt therapy mentor. I had like my hypnosis coach. All that is great, but you need to at a certain point come to the spiritual maturity where you can contact ascended master that is related to your soul purpose, to your soul path, and work from there directly. So how I teach is I offer 1 week program, 1 month program, and 3 months program. So 1 week program is designed to give you the tools. It's really, really intensive. and then you are on your own. You have the recordings from sessions you can get back, but what is difference between 1 week and 1 month program? Like a 1 month program, you have kind of more time to integrate it and you have a time for practice. That's the only one difference. And then 3 month program is if you want to go to like a super advanced mode, super advanced level, so you can reach those ascended masters. So
and is there
through
any?
that,
Oh yeah, go ahead, keep going.
yeah, through that, I kind of access what the consciousness within that person, like what is their soul landscape, in what stage is their spirit, like how are their chakras and all the energetic anatomy. So basically some people do need a lot of shiny black face, and some people are pretty emotionally stable and pretty good in that phase, so they need like maybe slide of shiny white phase, and then we can work after a month on just on shiny red phase. It depends on the soul's experience and path.
So those terms, the different colors and phases, are those your terminology, or is it like, does it
Oh
come from,
no,
where does it
no,
come
hell
from?
no. Well, there were always some extraordinary masters that lived and sporadically incarnated through our timelines. One of good examples is Ascended Master Saint Germain. So you mentioned James Rink. He holds a huge chunk of fragment of Saint Germain's consciousness, right? So he incarnated first as a Francis Bacon, and then as a Saint Germain. Like he lived like almost 3.5 centuries.
Right.
So he had this secret of transmutation and then making the philosopher's stone. And then you have the Isaac Newton.
Yeah.
You have the Albert Einstein. You had Nikola Tesla. They were all the guys who kind of shifted our way of seeing things. They were all alchemists. They all mentioned that. And like there is one more honorable mention. That's Carl Gustav Jung. He was not on their level, but his importance is that he mentioned he recognized that psychology at that age doesn't go really in a good direction.
Right.
So he wrote the book called Psychology and Alchemy, and he spoke about transmutation. He spoke about the Kundalini energy. That is, yeah, which is really good. They all mentioned those faces: shiny black, shiny white, and shiny red. Yeah.
Is it similar to the flame, the purple and violet flame that Saint Germain talks about, or is it something different?
Well, that's like a really complicated story. When you bring like the categories of dimension, and when you bring like the chakras, and when you bring the faces, and when you bring the alchemical processes, like all that is very, very complicated. I'm writing a book on it currently, but what is the point? In a shiny black phase, instead of transformation, which is really like really like surface process, like you can go to hairdresser and transform yourself. That's not a point. The point is transmutation. So you transmute lower vibrations and the limiting beliefs into higher vibrational ones. So the purple flame plays the key role there. but
Mm-hmm.
you still want to do psychotherapy and like Sedona method and Gestalt processes, like letting go and stuff like that. But yeah, purple flame can help in transmutation. Then in like a fermentation, like a pink phase, which is in between in between like a shiny white and shiny red phase, you can start do transcendence, which is higher than transmutation,
Mm-hmm.
in which is like you purely let go. You don't need to transmute something lower into something higher,
Mm-hmm.
but directly you let go everything that doesn't serve you and just install everything like sacred geometry or Grabovoi numerology, everything that serves your path concretely. Yeah, for
Mm-hmm.
that you need spiritual maturity, but it is achievable. And it is way um, easier to achieve than like in 2017.
Right, much faster now. Yeah. So,
Exactly.
yeah. So you mentioned a few individuals. I remember reading the books of Alice Bailey. I think he was also talking about a lot of the alchemy stuff that you're talking about. Like this, are they like different kinds of alchemy, or do they come from the same kind of lineage?
Ah, good question. Yeah. Um, there is a uh, there are different fields of alchemy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I know there is internal alchemy and there is like a chemistry alchemy.
Mm-hmm.
There were the guys who tried to transmute metals literally into gold. It is achievable. I asked both like the chemist, mainstream chemist, and those guys who are like who like to look at the things that we are talking about.
Right.
They both say it's achievable, but it's the process itself. It's like by the money more expensive than the gold itself.
Right. Right.
So so yeah, like there are a lot of like in every aspect of life you can use the alchemy.
Okay.
So there are like the lower stuff and the higher stuff.
Yeah, there's white
There is
magic
like
and
the
there's black
sex.
magic. Right.
Yeah, there is the sex alchemy. There is like abundance alchemy. There is like inner alchemy, which is like strictly inner game,
Yeah.
like making yourself master. Yeah,
Right.
in every field you can like I used to call comprehensive alchemy the skill of all skills or the mother of all skills.
Right.
So let's say I want to become judo black belt.
Mm-hmm.
Like those skills are like not relevant. They will not be relevant for 25 years
Yeah.
because you don't need to defend yourself, you know, because we don't live in a kind of low frequency surroundings anymore.
Right.
But okay, let's say I want to become judo black belt. So for the regular guy,
Mm-hmm.
it takes 7 to 8 years,
Mm-hmm.
going 2 to 3 times a week regularly of training,
Right.
1 hour and a half.
Yeah.
It is serious dedication and work.
Right.
But you can, like with alchemy, you can do it for 3 years. You know, they will not know what's going on, but they will promote you because they see you can apply that what they teach you. I don't know. Let's say in Serbia, at least, acquiring master degree diploma will take you 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
but you can do it for 2 years or 3 years.
So you're saying alchemy is like a faster way to do it, kind of.
Well, it is just like a manifestation faster. It's more effective and
Oh.
it works on higher dimensions. And one of the principle that stands uh, 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 behind that success is a principle that mentioned Albert Einstein.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to solve the problem, the problem, the
Just to
issue.
go beyond it.
You
Yeah,
need
yeah.
to go the dimension beyond.
Beyond
So
it. Yeah,
it's like the judo is 3D technology.
yeah.
Okay, it uses the leverage, the physical leverage. Then you use 4D and 5D technology to learn it faster. Okay, you
Right.
do visualizations like a psycho-cybernetic. You do high hypnotherapy to get into that mindset of a warrior,
Mm-hmm.
like successful competitor and the super judo learner. You know, like if for the master degree, let's say for any field,
Right.
you want to learn mind maps,
Right. Yeah.
like or the quick learn like quick reading skills. That is
Yeah.
like a 4D. So yeah, like if you want to go beyond that I'm a light worker kind of story,
Mm-hmm.
you need to surpass that 5D block. There are like some like, oh, just Reiki and that's it. No,
Yeah.
there is not just channeling. There is like the reflecting and generating the light. There is like work with the crystals and sacred plants, which is 6D. And then you go to like 7 to 9D, which are the dimensions of separation or the higher mind, where you work with informations.
Right.
That's very important. Then you start working with sacred geometry, with the numerology, with timelines,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So if you want to solve the 5D blockages and like the energy blockages, you need to work from informational field directly.
Okay. So one thing you mentioned, actually two things you mentioned. One is sacred plants are on the 7D, I think you mentioned.
6D, yeah,
60,
ethereal
and
plants.
yeah, and earlier you mentioned in the beginning that you don't recommend people like hallucinations, plant medicine. I mean, I'm just trying to understand because a lot of the ancient shamans, even now, they use those medicine for enlightenment, for ascension. So why
Yeah.
do you not recommend those?
Well, the thing is, those rituals became kind of tourist attraction for people who go to South America.
Right?
Uh, okay, if someone says I'm a shaman, it doesn't mean he's really a shaman. You know,
Yeah. Right.
that's number one.
Yeah.
Number two, you don't need to take it physically. Like that would be 4D. You're taking the plant physically.
Right.
If you can access the plant directly energetically, that's the different point. There is like, I would say, 1.7% of shamans in South America that are actually able to take the plant and activate it to be the 6D.
You,
Deactivate, like, so to activate, like if they say like if they take a San Pedro, let's say it's a cactus, right?
right.
Before they start working with San Pedro, they need to be able to activate those molecules inside. It's not just I'm taking the plant, it's just I'm doing the pray and connect with the spirit of that plant.
Okay, I think what you're saying, and from what I understand, is that you need to be on that level to be able to consume it energetically. Like normal people, like 95 to 99% of the people are not that at that level yet. So probably that's the reason.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's really hard to digest. And
yeah,
just because they didn't do previously shiny black phase and they
yeah,
did them fast, you know, I mean, like physiologically,
right.
that will make a mess. That will trigger the cleansing that will be not nice because it's really intense for them.
Yeah, I actually had that
And their energy
experience.
body will collapse, their physiology will collapse, and it's not good.
Yeah, I had that experience. I had ayahuasca and I was like crazy. I was crying and it was like, like a near death experience. In a way, it was
Mm,
good because I was out of my body, but it was very negative. experience, but I think it's for the same reason that maybe I was not detoxed enough or clear enough to perceive that
Yeah,
energy. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, detox, sure, for sure, but previously shiny black phase, it's most important.
Mm,
You deal with your limiting beliefs. You deal with your traumas. You deal with your low energies. You deal with your ego, your needs. All that what they do in cognitive behavioral therapy,
okay.
it can be addressed in hypnotherapy, which can be addressed with Sedona method and Gestalt psychotherapy.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I think so. From what I understand, what you're saying is like a real shaman. Let's say I went to a shaman and asked him about plant medicine. So he would kind of talk to me and kind of read my energy, and then he will try to figure out, he or she will try to figure out if I'm ready or not energetically. Only then he will let me consume it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's more serious story.
Okay.
That's a real teacher. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Then
Okay.
it's a green light. Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay. So it's not that you just go somewhere and consume it, come back, and it's not like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. I understand. Is there anything else you want to share, like your future plans? And you said you're writing a book. Is there anything else you're planning to do? Like,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I will move out of Europe for sure because we are living in a civilization. I wouldn't say it's civilization because there is nothing civilized what we do. Because once you move out of Europe and you see like the primitive Australian tribes, and like you look at South American tribes that are not primitive at all,
right.
you will see that they're on a civilizational level
Hmm.
and like humankind and spiritual development way above we are.
I
Okay,
see. Yeah.
you see around yourself huge buildings. I live in a part of the city. Like
Hmm.
we have like the 15th floor, like 30 floor buildings here
Right.
in Belgrade. Like everything is out of concrete. Um, and this is
Hmm.
suburban area. Like what I want to tell is there is a lot of energetic turmoils. There is a lot of karmic depth on collective level. There is a lot of psychic storms that like that cleansing what will hit the Europe will not be nice at all. And Europe is the backbone of civilization. It needs to collapse. So yeah, I will probably move to South America, and I will open the portals there from Lemuria.
Hmm.
Yeah, I will do retreats there for people. Yeah, I will keep writing my books, recording the lessons. Yeah, keep doing
Well,
what I do. Yeah,
oh, nice. Yeah. Let us know when you come here to California. California is not too far from Southern American countries. So maybe we can meet up when you,
sure,
yeah. Um,
sure.
so also, how do you feel about the whole COVID-19 situation? Like, a lot of people, like even I asked the question, like if there's all these positive ascended masters out there watching everything, communicating with star seeds, all that, why is there so much of kind of manipulation, right? Because I don't want to get into the Cabal Illuminati story, but just from a
Yeah,
very basic,
but yeah,
yeah,
it's irrelevant story anymore.
right,
You
right,
know, so we don't need to talk about that anymore.
right, right, right,
Uh, I mean, like we had the 3 interviews with James Ring and Etienne Charland,
right.
and we addressed that issue in detail. I will just repeat for your viewers: it's karmic. It still had the mandate from heaven. It is synthetic AI,
Mhm.
and if you are light worker or galactic seed, you don't need to be worried about. So it at like 99.1% of cases of positive COVID-19 and deaths are people shells and matrix people. So the entities with a physical body but with no soul.
Right.
So yeah, just relax, enjoy your journey. It's not your story, you know. It's not related to you. So yeah. But what is now the main block towards ascension are those buffer zone people. So those are like younger souls, like third and fourth density souls, who still have a manifestation power beyond their thoughts because they do have a soul, and there is like around 1 billion of them, and I'm working now on loosening that social grid. So I disintegrate that blocks towards ascension. They hold and they keep. So when they got when that kind of settle down and get disintegrated, we are ready to move from lower to higher 4D, which is a huge jump.
Right. So you're talking about star seeds or indigo children, or like a combination of those two you're talking about? Uh,
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to use those terms like indigo children, and then like you have crystal children, and then you
yeah.
have like a rainbow children or star children,
Right.
whatever. Like everything what is connected to this new age agenda, like I don't care about that. Like they try to curve, they trying to kind of manipulate those informations. They try to kind of create false light matrix agenda, but yeah.
Right. No, I mean, my question really is, like you said, the 1 million people, like who are they? Like kind of how, like, let's say I am one of, how would I know I'm one of them? Like, how do, and how would you
There
know
is a
that?
lot of things.
Yeah.
Oh
Right.
yeah, oh yeah. There is a lot of like symptoms, as I can say.
Right.
Like you're not fitting anywhere, but you're not falling into depression because of that. You
Okay.
have very strong will. You go against all the odds in your life.
Right.
Uh, you master a lot of things easily and effortlessly, and you change activities really quickly. You are very like clairvoyant. You're like kind of energetically gifted,
Mhm.
you know.
Right.
uh, how they figure it out, when they start to massage someone and they solve some kind of things that cannot be addressed just with massage, or just they sense that somebody's lying and somebody's not, and then they're like over 90% of cases right.
Mhm.
uh, yeah, they got out from impossible situations in their life. There is a lot of things, but there is something special about them, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for example, you knew when you worked on yourself, you kind of knew you have that, the capacity and those skills. So it's a process. It's not that one day we wake up and we realize we are that. It's just a step-by-step process, right?
I mean, for me, let's say, okay, for average person, like who has a, let's say, degree in some social science or medical science or like humanistic kind of science, they need 4 to 5 years of training to become a Gestalt psychotherapist.
Mhm.
I had that training, but like after 1 year, I could do everything that my mentor does,
Mm.
you know.
You mean
But
to
that
yourself
is
or
not
to others? Like,
both.
okay, yeah.
So the way I set the questions to others, the way I lead that experiments,
Mhm.
the way I combine those techniques together were incredible. They couldn't believe that I could pull that out after 6 months.
Right.
you know, or like hypnotherapy. Like for very skilled hypnotherapists, you need 250 hours of training and then another 200 hours of practice. For me, it took like maybe 50 hours altogether, 60 hours.
Because you're already on that level, right? The next level, like you're already worked on yourself.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, everything is there. You know, informations are there. If you're a starseed, that means that you have the skills that enables you to integrate those knowledge faster.
Right.
You know.
So yeah, so before we wrap it up, so one question about Starseed, because a lot of people talk about it. Like some people say everybody is a Starseed because we all come from all over the universe. But some people say, oh, only these many people are stars. So what's your take on that? I think you already mentioned it, but
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's really nice. You know, that's really nice idea. Oh, we are all from the same source, and we are all brothers and sisters. That's so nice. You know,
yeah, yeah,
like it's a new age thing.
right.
But unfortunately, we are different sparks. Okay,
Hmm.
yes, we are the same, but the fact is that we are differentiate. We are different by the soul density and by
Hmm.
the energetic anatomy and by the sole purpose given for each lifetime. That's the fact.
Right,
Okay, so if someone tries to figure out how to earn money and you know how to be confident and you know how to do those things like that, like third density things,
right,
like to figure out the lessons that is like you know solar plexus chakra thing, that
right,
level of consciousness.
right,
And from the other side, if someone tries how to like tries to figure out how to open the portal of light that
right,
is permanent, that will descend the Holy Spirit on through the Mother Gaia,
right.
then we are not talking about the same thing, right?
Yeah, it's the perspective. Some people are talking in a different perspective, and some
Yeah,
people are talking
I
different.
mean,
Yeah,
for viewers to not take us, we are just arrogant assholes. Okay,
yeah.
like that's all fine. Okay,
Hmm.
remember the Gestalt prayer. Okay, what are you doing is okay.
Mm.
It is true for you. What I'm doing is okay. It is true for me and it is relevant for me. I am
Right,
I, you are you. I am okay, you are okay. If our two realities are by any chance connected, that's okay. That's great. That's beautiful.
right.
If not, it cannot be helped.
Mm.
That's that's like so simple. Like if those buffer zone people accept that, if they do say that every morning, the world will be like very different. But we are seeing now the world is changing in front of our eyes.
Right, right. Because we have to choose. We have to make a decision now, right? What side
Exactly.
we're on. So it's not cannot sleep anymore. So
Yeah, so to
yeah,
2016 it was like this, and then
yeah.
you've seen like some people go down, some people go up, like and we are just like diametrically opposite direction. You
Right.
know, some people like lose the soul, like their souls got to the healing place,
Hmm.
got from the source, and some people like are upgrading their fields, learning quickly new skills, you know, changing, working on energetical plane and informational plane to support the ascension.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just I feel that once we make that choice, it's easier. It's just that people don't want to make that choice, I think.
that's key moment. You know,
Yeah,
that's why I'm saying to my students all the time, use momentum. Don't be scared to bring decisions. Take responsibility for your life
right,
and bring decision.
right. And not be
You know, and
afraid
we miss
because,
out people. You know,
yeah,
in every millisecond we are deciding kind of what we will do, what our future will look like, what our planet's future will look like on this
right,
lifetime. So yeah, don't be scared, just take responsibility. You know, the now the point is, the higher density of soul you are and the more skillful you are, the more responsibility you have, and the less choice you have whether you will be tangled in higher psychic operation stuff or not. So
yeah.
so yeah.
I think that's probably why people are afraid, right? Because as you grow, you have more responsibility. Maybe people don't want to take that responsibility, right?
Yeah, sometimes it's kind of I don't want to look at it. Sometimes it's kind of no, it's just no. But
Yeah.
yeah, whether it is one thing or the other, I think it's better to take responsibility as much as you can.
And
It
so
will
much
be,
easier now, right? With the internet, like we are connecting, like you were saying, the momentum is already almost at the maximum. So much easier to do it, right?
yeah, not just that. I mean, all the circumstances. Look at all circumstances.
Everybody's at home. Yeah.
Yeah, pedophiles and Satanists are getting arrested. You
Right.
know, like economic system is collapsing,
Yeah.
and new economic system connected with Nasara and Jessara projects are rising. You
Right.
know, children are getting saved from those underground cities. Uh, New energetic structures are being made. Like, if you want, everything is on your side, my friend. Energetic climate is different. Higher vibration, everything is supportive. Like, generators from Orion are installed on the core of the Earth. You
Hmm.
know, uh, portals are installed above North Pole. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of star seeds are incarnated here, maybe more than ever before.
Yeah. You mentioned a
So,
lot of,
so take advantage of it. You
yeah,
know, you
yeah.
have a lot of coaches and a lot of masters that are on that level that can teach you for 3 months to be super advanced, and then you learn from the source. You learn from ascended masters, and they are very supportive, and they are able to teach many people at the same time. So if for everyone, if someone wants to advance, everything goes in their own hands.
Cool.
Take
Yeah.
advantage of it.
I know. Yeah, this is a great time to, learn new things. And yeah, I appreciate the work you're doing. And I'm sure once we post this video, there's going to be a lot of questions. So like we were
Uh-huh.
talking earlier, maybe after, 1 or 2 weeks, we can get back things that we didn't cover, or if people have any questions, we can, you know, join back
Sure.
again. But yeah, but do you have any final message before we wrap it up, Marco?
Well, no. Actually, energetic climate is great.
Yeah,
Ascended masters are active, more active than ever before.
right.
Uh, yeah, generators are activated. A lot of crystal nets, a lot of
Okay.
beautiful and strong masters that can assist you. Use that. Take advantage of it. Use momentum and keep going.
Okay, cool. And where can people find you? Uh,
My website is andromedianalchemy.com.
yeah, I'm gonna post it on the
There
video
are
as well.
all the
Yeah,
contacts. Yeah,
yeah.
I encourage your viewers, Lokesh, to look at my YouTube channel,
PDF. Oh yeah, YouTube. Right,
Help Consciousness Rise.
right.
There I share some free resources some free healing sessions. From there they can start. And yeah.
And you also have an ebook, downloadable ebook on your website, right?
Yeah, exactly. You go to Andromedian Alchemy, the part called offers, and then the book is called Andromedian Meditations. It is actually mini textbook for my students, but everybody can download it. So
okay, cool. Sounds good. Thanks, Marko. It was great talking to you.
yeah, great
Yeah,
talking to you as well, Lokesh.
yeah, I learned a lot, and you have a nice evening, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye-bye.